Hey everyone, I hope you're ready to learn something new as we go through another how-to tutorial. This one we're going to be focusing on some video editing using YouTube Studio. Now that's going to assume that you already have a video put into YouTube, and if you haven't done that and you don't know how, check out the description and go watch that video on how to upload things to YouTube. So right now we're going to start at the point where we assume we have a video in YouTube and we're going to edit it. The specific editing we're going to look at today is called trimming. There's another term that's similar to it called splicing. Now trimming is where you may have made a 30-minute video. Say this whole timeline and paper is 30 minutes. And what we need to do is cut off the beginning and the end. So say you're filming your kid playing soccer or another sport and they're going to score a goal. Well, we had to record 10 minutes so that we knew where that goal would be, because you don't know when they're going to make the shot. So we have to film that whole 10 minutes even though it's about a minute worth of action. When we send that to grandma, though, we want to trim that down straight to the minute, because we know she's not going to want to try and jump through a timeline trying to figure out where that one goal is. So that's where we do trimming. So easily, as an illustration, when we do trimming, you're going to come in and you're going to cut the beginning, and you're going to cut the end off of your video. So all you have left is literally the action piece of the video. We trimmed one, we trimmed two, boom, the action is there. Okay? And that's what we're going to look at today. Now, YouTube Studio also allows you to splice. So say we have action at the beginning of the timeline and we have action at the end. What YouTube Studio will let you do is go in and cut the middle out, and then you take the two pieces that were on the end and you come back and you combine them together. Now that's a splice. That is not a trim. Okay, so that's the difference between those two terms. The splicing we'll look at in a different video later on. Today we want to specifically look at trimming. So I already have a video up in YouTube. Let's go ahead and look at how we're going to start trimming that bad boy down. Alright, so here we are in YouTube. This is a personal account that I've got a few videos in, so it'll be able to show us how to do this trimming thing we're looking at. So to start, I'm going to go over to my account logo on the right hand side and click it. And we're going to enter into YouTube Studio. Once YouTube Studio pulls up, I'm going to look at the left hand side and click the content button, which will show me my videos. So the one we'll edit this dashing young guy up at the top. We can see that it's 3 minutes and 49 seconds. So when I click on it, it will pull up the video, and I'm going to go over to the left hand side and click the editor button. Alright, so now you can see your video on the timeline below, and we want to trim this down to, say, let's go 15 seconds. We'll cut off 10 seconds from the beginning and the rest everywhere else. Now notice as I drag this back and forth, the timer towards the middle of the screen moves up and down so I can tell where I am in the video. So let's go ahead and let's actually jump to about 15 seconds in. So there we go, 15 seconds. I'm going to click trim. And what I want to do is, now that I click trim, this blue box is appearing and I can drag these edges in to make the video shorter. So I'm going to drag this one in to about my 15-second marker that I put right here. Alright, so now on this side, I'm going to bring this one in further as well. And I'm moving this little timer up here, so I'm not actually trimming yet. We're doing the timer. And if I had 15 seconds and say let's do, I don't know, another 15 seconds, that'll put me at about 30 seconds. So I'm going to slowly drag this until I'm right at about 30 seconds. Now I'm going to drag my blue bar and I'm going to put it on that little timer mark there. And that should, when I hit preview, give me about 15 seconds that are still in the white here. So once you feel comfortable with that and you're pretty sure you're down in that 15-second range, I'm going to come up and instead of discard changes, I'm going to go and I'm going to hit save up here in the upper right hand corner. Alright, so this takes a couple of things. I'll talk to you about it. Go ahead and hit save. And when all is said and done, it will process and it should be cut. We'll take a look at that here in a second. So I've been waiting about a minute or two, and I went back to my content page. So over here on the left, you can see I'm on my content, and here's the video, and you can see that it says processing right next to it. So ideally, once that processing is done, this video should be trimmed down to the 15 seconds. So there you have it. If you look there, we no longer are processing. It took about 5 minutes and we are at 16 seconds. Now we were shooting for 15 seconds, so if you have a specific time limit, make sure you kind of trim it to the other side so that it fits within the time limit. But one way or the other, you can see that the trimming works. Also notice that this overwrote the copy that we had. So I don't have my 3-minute, 4-minute video anymore. I only have the 16 seconds. So if this is something super sensitive that you may not be able to recapture for some reason, you probably want to go in and before you start trimming, hit the 3 dots on the content and then go ahead and click download. Download that to your computer, and that way if the trimming messes up and you cut something you didn't mean to, you can always go back to your downloaded copy that's on your computer and send it back up to YouTube as a new copy. That way you have the original that you can start manipulating again. And that's just a way to kind of cover yourself in case you accidentally don't trim it correctly. But that does it, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, and there you have it. That's how to trim a video. It's not very hard. YouTube has made it very easy to go in there and trim that bad boy down. Now again, what we're looking for is you have a massive video of something and we want to get that down. And especially if you're going to be a teacher or something one day, please do not leave 2-hour-long lectures out there for your students. It's too much to watch in one sitting. So trimming is going to be your favorite friend to try and get that down to a time frame that the students will actually want to watch it. So that's the basics. If you have any questions on it, just let us know. Get those videos trimmed, send them up so everybody can see them. I'm excited to see what you guys make with that. Any questions, any other videos, anything that you need help or are interested in, let us know in the comments below, and we will go ahead and try and make a video to cover that topic as well. Otherwise, appreciate the time and look forward to seeing you next time.